In 2018, an Israeli business journalist was allowed somewhere almost nobody outside Rafael's own workforce is ever allowed to go, the final assembly line where Iron Dome's Tamir interceptor missiles are actually put together. The rules at the door were absolute. No phones, no cameras, nothing capable of broadcasting a signal or generating static electricity. Past that door, rows of nearly finished Tamir missiles waiting to be sealed into launch cassettes. And here's the detail the journalist couldn't get out of anyone, no matter how hard they pushed. Exactly how many of these missiles Israel actually has. Not the interception rate, not the technology, just the number. That's classified, even internally. That secrecy isn't new, and as of the past few years, it's expanded well beyond Israel's borders. Some of the missiles defending Israel's skies right now are, in part, being built in a small town in rural Arkansas. A deliberate choice, not a coincidence. Welcome back to Grand Structures. This is the flip side of every hardened bunker we've covered on this channel. Not how you find a hidden facility, but how you protect the one thing modern warfare has made a legitimate military target: the factory that builds the weapons. Here's the question this video actually answers. In a war where your entire national defense depends on a continuous supply of interceptor missiles, how do you protect the thing making those missiles when the factory itself is now as strategically important and as much of a target as the battery firing them? This isn't hypothetical. Israel is fighting an active, ongoing conflict right now, one that resumed at the end of February 2026, and the honest, publicly reported truth is that nobody outside Israel's own defense establishment knows with certainty how deep its interceptor stockpiles currently run. That uncertainty is itself a form of protection, and it's also created real engineering and industrial decisions worth understanding. Let's start with what's actually documented rather than what's rumored. Final assembly of the Tamir Interceptor, the missile fired by every Iron Dome battery in the country, has, according to that 2018 Globes report, taken place inside a secured underground facility with strict controls on who enters and what they're allowed to bring with them. Every component is tested for durability against temperature swings and vibration before final integration. And the number that matters most strategically, how many completed interceptors Israel actually has on hand, is treated as one of the country's most closely held military secrets, disclosed to only a small circle of people at Rafael and the Ministry of Defense. That's a genuinely different kind of concealment than hiding a building from a satellite. It's operational security, controlling information about capacity and stockpile levels, layered on top of a facility that, structurally, is simply secured and access controlled, rather than exotically disguised. It's less invisible bunker, and more nobody outside a short list of people gets to count the missiles. That distinction matters because it's the difference between what's actually confirmed and what would just be an entertaining guess. Here's the broader military logic underneath all of this, and it's not unique to Israel. Since at least the Second World War, military planners have understood that a factory producing weapons is often a more valuable target than any single weapon it produces. Destroy a production line, and you don't just remove one missile from the fight. You remove every missile that line would have built for months or years afterward. Modern precision-guided weapons, satellite reconnaissance, and long-range strike capability have made that old lesson sharper than ever, and it applies directly to Israel's current situation. Interceptor missiles aren't just expensive line items. Reporting places a single Arrow 3 interceptor at roughly $2 to $3 million, taking a period of months to build even under normal conditions. They're finite, difficult to replace strategic resource in a war of sustained missile and drone barrages. Sources have publicly disputed exactly how low Israel's stockpiles have gotten during the current conflict, with the IDF pushing back hard against reports of a critical shortage. But the fact that the question is being asked seriously by outlets like the Wall Street Journal and Washington Post tells you the production side of this war matters as much as the interception side.
So here's the actual documented engineering and industrial answer Israel has leaned into. And it's less about hiding a single factory and more about making sure no single factory, hidden or not, is a point of total failure. In 2023, Rafael and Raytheon's joint venture broke ground on a Tamir missile production facility in East Camden, Arkansas, the first all-up-round Tamir and Skyhunter production line ever built in the United States. It opened in November 2025, backed by a $1.25 billion contract specifically to accelerate serial production of Iron Dome interceptors. In December 2025, Israel signed a separate, similarly large contract with AAI to dramatically expand Arrow 3 production. Both deals were funded substantially through an $8.7 billion U.S. aid package approved in 2024, with $5.2 billion of that specifically earmarked for air and missile defense production. That's the real hidden in plain sight story here, and it's a smarter one than a secret bunker, honestly. Instead of betting an entire nation's missile supply on one facility that has to stay perfectly concealed forever, Israel has been actively building redundant production capacity across two countries, on two continents, funded by two governments, meaning that even a worst-case strike on domestic production capacity wouldn't be able to shut down the supply chain entirely. Resilience through duplication is a completely different engineering philosophy than resilience through concealment. And it's the one with an actual public paper trail behind it. Here's the honest part of this video, and it's worth sitting with rather than rushing past. Israel does not publicly disclose the exact locations, capacities, or specific hardening measures used at its production facilities, and for good reason. That's exactly the kind of information a wartime adversary would want most. Analysts and journalists can document the existence of programs, contracts, and dollar figures because those get announced. What they generally can't document, and what a responsible video on this topic shouldn't pretend to know, is the precise physical security or detection countermeasure engineering used at any specific site. That's not a failure of research, it's the system working as intended. The uncertainty itself, not knowing exactly how many interceptors exist, or exactly how production is protected, is arguably as important a piece of Israel's defense posture as the missiles themselves. We've spent this series looking at engineering built to survive being found, mountains, air bases, jets built to take a hit and keep functioning. This is the mirror image of that problem. Engineering built to make sure the thing being defended never runs out in the first place. Israel's answer, at least the part that's actually documented, isn't a secret facility engineered to fool a satellite. It's operational secrecy layered onto a strategy of deliberate industrial duplication, spreading production across borders so that concealment isn't the only thing standing between an adversary and a country's ability to keep defending itself. In an active, ongoing war, the exact number of interceptors Israel has left is one of the most closely guarded secrets in the country, and that's likely to remain true long after this video is published. What we can say with confidence is this: the factory has become as strategically important as the missile it builds, and how you protect that factory, whether through secrecy, dispersal, or both, is the next front in exactly the kind of engineering story this channel has been telling all along. Subscribe to Grand Structures. We'll see you in the next breakdown.